to say something first? You want me to say something?
Yes,
Okay, all right. Right, we have a bit of a double act here. Absolutely, which illustrates our togetherness in this struggle. Well, we've been briefing the Council, as you know, and I'll let Kaaren say something about what she said, but I would say I was focusing on 4 points, which were the severity of the situation in Gaza, the extent of the damage and loss of life, and concerns about infringements of international humanitarian law by both sides, the need for a massive humanitarian effort now to try to deal with the situation, which was already grave before the latest fighting, but obviously has been made much worse by the latest fighting. So there's a huge amount to do, and that's why we're launching a flash appeal next Monday for the resources we need to tackle that in a variety of areas. I won't go into the details now. As I've said before, that will be certainly several $100 million that we'll be asking for from the donors. Thirdly, that we can't really perform that operation fully. None of the agencies will be able to do that unless the crossing points are open on a sustained free basis, not only for humanitarian goods but also for staff and also for commercial goods and, for example, cash to enable the economy to flourish. And fourthly, that it's important that this humanitarian relief operation is allowed to continue without political interference by any of the sides in the usual way, because otherwise, as I say, we will not also for that reason be able to do our job properly. The Council the members of the Council who spoke were very focused on the depth of the humanitarian crisis and the need to do something about it, and in particular the need to make sure the crossing points were open. I think all the speakers, without exception, referred to the need to make that happen. So that was very helpful support. I'll stop there. And Kaaren, do you want to add anything?
Yes, just a little, because of course we concentrated on some of the same things. I tried to bring a little bit of a feeling of the emotion of what the people in Gaza are feeling and thinking, how my staff, 10,000 staff in Gaza, are doing, and how the people of Gaza are feeling, a little bit of how the rage they're feeling about what happened to them and why and how and what a surprise some of it was, especially the actions against civilians, and that they really have a lot of resentment against the international community as well for letting the siege go on so long that sort of led up to this conflict, and then that letting the conflict itself go on for 3 weeks. So trying to convey a little bit of that, and then the same issues, of course, that John has already mentioned. We have to have the crossings open. We need law and order in Gaza. We need the Palestinians to reconcile. We need an integrity. We need to work on issues of the peace process that include refugees and the final status issues of refugees getting their rights. So these things that you probably hear from us a lot, and we can emphasize again, and maybe are called attention to a little more with the international community because of what's happened. So that little silver lining, that there's a lot of focus on Gaza, there's a lot of interest in helping Gaza, a lot of donations, a lot of pledges coming in. But we have to have, as we say, the crossings opened, all of the crossings open, and open for all kinds of goods, not just humanitarian goods, but goods that are going to be able to reconstruct what's been destroyed in Gaza, and opened as well for commerce. The crossings have to be open for things to come in and things to go out, people and goods. And I guess that's the thing. We were very pleased, I think, with the reaction and the statements of the Council, especially on the crossings about international humanitarian law. I think we heard a lot of support for what we'd presented before.